Hi, so here we go. Let me lower the music a little bit. Alright. So, like I said last time, when we were playing this, I went ahead and beat Ridley off stream because I thought it would be a little bit redundant with the experience up to that point. And I also just 100%ed the entire Norfair and Brinstar maps to make sure, because this game is supposed to be very difficult, to make sure that we can just beat the game now and not have you guys watch as I methodically went everywhere and got full health. There was actually some really cool stuff in the latter half of the game that I felt a little bit bad about not streaming, but in part I feel like I enjoyed it because I wasn't worrying about, is this slow, is this not entertaining to watch. But if you guys eventually want to play it yourselves, there's some really cool stuff in the second half. My favorite room was probably in Norfair. There's a room that where after clearing the enemy you see that there's like a high place that you can't reach, so you have to get back into there until you find like a side hopper big enemy, then freeze it, run away without killing it, and then the option exists to jump on top of it and onto the high ledge to reach some secret areas. Also, we did play the game in a harder way that needed to be played because I found that the Varia suit is actually obtainable very early and halves your damage, so that would have made a huge difference on how long I could go before grinding for life, and even grinding for life would go a lot faster, so that was a pity. It wasn't the room where someone like detects there is a secret passage. What's up, Largan? On the way to the Norfair elevator, like Samus says, there's a secret passage here, and I couldn't find it anywhere, but it was because I didn't know like all the mechanics, that there could be like hidden links between words and such. So when I went back there, like knowing that pressing tab you could see links and things like that, I went back there and yep, Varia suit. I think you basically only need one Miso expansion to get the Varia suit, so that would make the game a lot easier and faster. So yeah, that's basically what happened. I did get screw attack. I got wave beam, which is very useful for a time, but now that we're going to Taurian and going to fight Metroid presumably, I got ice beam back. Because in the original Metroid you can only have one. Pressing tab to look for links was a good cheat when playing Flash games. I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, so now we're going to descend into Taurian. I also, made sure to be full health, full missiles. That's all I knew about it. Yeah, it was nice. Is the volume balance okay? Because how I listen, how I hear the music's not the same as how you guys hear it. Okay. So, we have a whole new map. Or do we? Is it just loading? It's just loading, alright. The computer is really slow for some... Oh, it never closed Photoshop. Okay, that ought to help. Alright. Shows was working on some art earlier. So here we have Taurian. Also looks like a flipped sideways version of the NES Taurian. I don't know why they're all flipped, but come here, then it's probably just this and this and this and this, just a straight line. Where must be fighting a lot of Metroids, so let's go for it. From this room, there's only the elevator room to the west and a yellow door facing a yellow door. Because the missile door in Taurian is actually yellow in the NES one. And I think it's like 10 missiles. Metroid attack. Metroid seems to have been reproduced from the capsule the pirates captured. There is hardly any way to defeat it. But one method does exist. Fire Ice Beam. Alright. Here we go. And it's frozen. Nice art. The Metroid does have kind of claws rather than more fang-like things. Yeah, cool. The Ice Beam's aim finds its mark. With a single shot, the Metroid is frozen. Well, I can move around the room, or, since I know how to destroy Metroids, I can blast it with 4 missiles. Should I, or should I save missiles? It might also drop missiles. Let's see what it drops. I'll try to kill this one. 15 energy. Alright. Now that I'm maxed out in energy and on missiles, I'll probably not take down the next Metroid. Let's see. In this room, there's only the elevator room and a yellow door. Yeah. And I imagine there will be no secrets and such here. 4 missiles. So yeah, the equivalent of 10 missiles in Metroid. Because missile expansions here are 2 missiles, while in the NES game is 5. So yeah, pretty straight up adaptation right now. I imagine we're just going to fight... Oh, no, there's Rinkas, right? That's also a thing. Rinkas are the little donuts that fly towards you in Taurian. As inorganic attack matter, it only targets and flies at me. Its attack power isn't that great either. However, it's best to avoid them. And it's the only thing. I miss the Ice Beam and get zapped by Rinka. -2 energy at this point. 2 energy isn't a whole lot. So yeah, just keep going. And another Metroid swoops in. And ooh, I missed. Metroid's very large. Oh, they put little eyeballs inside it. Okay, that's an interpretation of a Metroid. But it's not bad. I feel it took 6 energy, now blast my way out. It extends its freakish tentacles and starts sucking away my energy. The picture doesn't really have tentacles. So let's see. Yeah, okay. So you roll for bombs and you can miss and take a bunch of damage in sequence. They never... Morph Ball is never described in this thing. They just kind of steered away from the weirdness of Morph Ball. So now that we talk about bombs sometimes, they got bombs and we use bombs, but it never mentions that Samus turns into a ball to drop bombs. Okay. Still ensnarled by the Metroid, they lay a series of bombs. 1, 2. When I drop the 4th bomb, the grip of the tentacle loosens. I use this chance to flip away from Metroid's grasp. Simultaneously, I turn around and blindly fire Ice Beam, and it's frozen. So okay, I don't need to roll again for Ice Beam. That's better. Okay, now that I did take damage, let's fire some missiles at it, and we did get 15 energy back. So good, we can take some damage from Metroids. Just kinda worried about missile counts. I do have every missile in the game, because the maps, at least in this version, the map does show where a room exists, where rooms exist, with these solid blocks. And I did visit every single one of them. in the other areas, so we know it's possible. Worst case scenario, we're supposed to like run from some of the Metroids to save missiles, which I'll try to do whenever my health is full. 2 missiles. I'll still, just out of abundance of caution, I'm going to go through the secret detection things. Another Metroid. Let's see. Oh, you got me. But this time it only took health once. I'll just run away from this one. Even the Metroid frozen, I move away from the room. However, I don't get out before the Metroid. If I don't get out before the Metroid thaws, yeah, okay. But I should be able to. Rinka, let's see if we can avoid it. And we did. Good, good, good. So where are we again? How far into this are we? Because we're already at half missiles. And if it's anything like the original game, Mother Brain is very missile intensive. In the game, there's actually Metroids near the end that you can grind for missiles. Like you get more missiles out of destroying it than you use up. But I'm not sure that's going to be the case here. So yeah, keep going. I'll try to do a balance between good, avoided the Rinka. This deliberately confusing room is full of twists and turns. This room continues west, and there's a blue door north. Okay. Another Metroid, froze it, let's run. I wonder, they say if I don't get out of here when you say run before the Metroid thaws, then you could attack again. I wonder if there's some kind of mechanic. What's up, Conkivar? I wonder if there's some kind of mechanic where if there's a missile door that I'm opening, that will be enough time for the Metroid to get me. I guess I'll find out, because I do want to save missiles. Okay, so I ran away, blasted open. Reviewing my current amounts of energy in missiles, should I keep moving forward, or is it better to pull back and stock up? I mean, we're not in the final room yet, right? If I go back, yeah, there's still one more missile door probably. Because if I go back to grind, I want to be, at the point where there's nothing else to spend missiles in before Mother Brain. And the Metroid, and we froze it. The rate of freezing Metroids seems good. Seems like over 50%, unless we're getting pretty lucky. So getting back through here with full missiles, now that the doors are all open, sounds pretty feasible. Maybe we should just run all the way back once we make it to the final room. Just got off work. I'll tune in for sure when I get home. Cool. See you soon. And another frozen Metroid. No, it's looking very good. I feel we're getting ridiculously lucky if it's a 50-50. I feel like it's more. It's gotta be like a 2/3. And that should be the last missile door. But there are also Zebasite, which is On the corridor from Mother Brain, there's those like tubes that you have to shoot with a bunch of missiles to break. In the original Metroid and also Super Metroid, if you leave the room, they do stay broken forever. They're like red doors. The game remembers that they were broken. So if we can do like in the original Metroid, and this game is good about telling us when there's no turning back, so if we can do that, let's just run out of missiles before we turn back and grind for a full arsenal. So yeah, let's go south. This room contains red doors to both north and south. Oh, there's a little bit, it's not the same sites yet. There's a short room before that with a couple of Metroids in the original game as well. Of course, if the door facing north isn't destroyed yet, it's impossible for me to have entered this room. Okay, so weird meta commentary about it, alright. So yeah, let's fight. It's probably a Metroid. Yeah, Metroid attack. Got by it. But escaped right away. Let's just run. We have more health than missiles. Blast the red door. Okay, should I move forward with my current equipment, or is it better to turn back and temporarily and fill up with missiles? Because the way boss rooms have worked thus far, I'm thinking we're going to be stuck there, and I don't want to have to do this again. So I am just going to go back and fill up with missiles, and then on the way back I'm just not going to kill any Metroids. So let's turn back, fight, ice beam, blast, blast, blast. This is bad. I'm gonna fire missiles now, because on my way back I'm going to grind for missiles anyway. We did get 10 missiles from killing a Metroid with only 4. So we can grind for missiles just in this room. We can just fight Metroids back and forth, probably. Let me check. Yeah, I think, yeah, we can. Okay, yeah, like in the original Metroid, we can grind in just the previous room. So this is great. No going all the way back to the little Zebs to hit them over and over. Although that is a lot more efficient now with the Varia. So yeah, we're almost full on missiles. We're actually losing a little bit of health now, but we should gain that long term. So again, very accurate to the original Metroid. A lot of strategies are viable in both versions. So yeah, first hit, and now we're almost full on health, but not so much on missiles. There's a bit of RNG where we can lose a bunch of one if the drops are too one-sided. Now we're full of health, but not full on missiles. But I'll be happy with, you know, just close to max missiles and close to max health. I don't need to be perfect to go in. We are maxed out like we did get every single power-up, which I'm assuming is not going to be a requirement. But missiles are kinda low now. We're gambling again. Come on, I'm already full in health. Come on, this is bad. It's actually possible for me to get to hit, you know, no missiles if they don't drop some. Okay, good. Come on, I want like 26. Let's say 26 missiles. I'll go ahead. Almost there, come on. 22. Dang it. Come on. I wanted this part of the game to be non-grindy. Should I go ahead? Let's give it one shot like this, right? Let's give it one shot with 24 and 11, 14, 11, 4 health. Oh, there's another Metroid. Should I hit it? I'm gonna run. I don't wanna risk it. Okay. So let's go ahead. I have entered Mother Brain's lair, and at the heart of Taurian, this chamber is filled with snaking cables, machines and other equipment. Gun turrets are mounted on ceilings, and only 3 chambers separate me from my goal. However, each room is blocked by a Zebasite that must be destroyed before I can proceed. This is the first Zebasite room, so let's see how much that drains me. And some really cool art. I like the wall stuff, the really intricate line work stuff. That's nice. Oh, and they made like lightning emanating from the Zebasite to like justify why I need to take it out to move ahead, and I can just kind of scooch my way past. So that's cool. Yeah, it's really good art. So the way the other 2 bosses worked, there were like other enemies before them that did respawn, so that's why I'm thinking that the Zebasites are going to respawn. So I'll just try to make it through in one go. Ahead of me is Zebasite, Mother Brain's life support system. I can't use anything except missiles detected device, so let's go for it. 1 missile, huh? 1 at a time, huh? 5 meters step aside, the guns installed on the room fire all at once. Can I avoid them? Dodge guns. So looks like we're just going to be rolling dice here. I did avoid it and shot. Apparently I can't miss. It's just a question of... Oh no, if I get hit, I don't fire off a missile. So we're just rolling here. Basically we'll keep rolling until we either win or lose. I mean, I assume we're pretty guaranteed to win this one. Otherwise we would be very screwed. So how many missiles did we use on this? Take out one Zebasite. We use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 missiles. I do have enough to take out 2 more Zebasites and have 6 left for Mother Brain. Sounds a bit weird for Mother Brain to not take more missiles than the Zebasites, but that's really harsh. That would mean, you know, the Mother Brain like requires you to get every single missile expansion in the game and make it to her room with full missiles. That'd be a lot. But we'll see. Sometimes the boss itself isn't as tough in this game, like the way up to them can be a bit tougher, but they don't really take that many resources. Avoid the attack and fire missiles, Zebasite, you know, it goes boom. You can see the shaky boom here. The battle is over. I have entered Mother Brain's lair and had a Taurian. We already read that. Oh yeah, because the same room. We still have to actively move on to the next one. I leave the shattered remains of this episode behind. Glass crushes under my boots. This next chamber is pierced by several more gun turrets and the thick coils of Mother Brain's life support system. So again, some pretty good flavor text. I was getting closer. Let's fight the Zebasite. 1 missile. I'm going to be counting the missiles to see if they are all equally resistant. They seem to be doing the same damage as well. Oh! Only 2 missiles for this one. Or 3. 3 missiles, sorry. 3 missiles for this one instead of 6. See if like the text is different for when you hit, maybe. Damaging it a second time when it was the 3rd missiles, so it doesn't always hit. One of these hit and the other one didn't. I fired the missile at the Zebasite. The gun is all about the room. Fire all at once. Can I avoid them? Fire the missile at the Zebasite. The gun is all. Okay. Is this like wrong? I got the exact same message twice firing a missile, and then the 3rd time it says I'm hitting it for the 2nd time. So one of these didn't hit, and yet the message is identical. That's a bit weird, but sounds like it only actually takes 3 missiles minimum, and I can miss. It just doesn't display the miss. Maybe they made a mistake in coding this, and it just reads the wrong message when you miss. I fire a missile, I guess that means it missed, or yeah, but one of those times it hit. Yes, both of the times just said I fire a missile. Like the only one that mentioned it hit was when it hit the 2nd time. So maybe there's something missing in the text there. I don't know. The final Zebasite chamber before Mother Brain. This appears to be some sort of auxiliary control chamber. Okay. Countless lights blinks on the mechanical walls, displaying information about the entirety of Zebes and the vital stats of Mother Brain. My ultimate goal lies in the next room. Okay, let's go find the Zebesite. Here it is again. Let's just roll for it. It's pretty mindless. And we beat it again with 1, 2, 3 missiles. So we seem to have gotten unlucky the first time, and as Zebasite, it's more likely to take 3 missiles, probably. Small sample data, but 6 for the first one seems to have been unlucky. Fire the missile. Okay, so he hit the first 2 times because it says damage the second time. But it says damage the second. I damaged the second time twice. Yep, yeah, I said that. Plugin got that before me. Yep, I damaged it the second time twice. Alright, so this message, yeah, these messages are not, they're not illustrating what's happening fully. Like, the math seems to be working fine, but the messages, maybe it's a weird translation thing, and they didn't really mean a second time. They just meant like again. And they translated it as a second time, but implemented it correctly, something like that, you know. Either way, the battle is over, and we have 12. Let's see, maybe the text will imply that the site will stay destroyed, in which case you can just grind for missiles back at the Metroids. This is the final site chamber for motherboard. Okay. The site has been destroyed in a shower of gelatinous debris. I can see Mother Brain through the jagged glass. I mean, it's kind of looking like we can go back. Let's go back. Why not, right? We could get in there with twice as many missiles. I'm gonna really hate myself if I end up running out of missiles fighting the Metroids. Just from bad luck. Let's see, come on. Yeah, that's good. So, north. Fight the Metroid. Got some health to it. But got some missiles. Good. But now I do want to fight some more Metroids just for the health. Because yeah, we're losing a lot of health here. That's right. Long term, we do profit on both health and missiles. So some grind here can save us doing the whole thing again, you know. If we die, we go to the beginning of Taurian, and nobody wants that. Full health, but the missiles could be higher. Come on. I'll take missiles here and go home. No? Alright. I just want 20-something missiles. 20-something is good for me. Okay. No, let's blast this one and see what happens. Good, perfect. Okay, I'm good. I'm fine with the 108 health. Let's keep going south all the way to Mother Brain. Like, we could go all the way back and save, but actually if we die we do respawn, and I think red doors will stay open, so there's really not that much of an incentive to backtrack. Let's see if we can do this. We're looking pretty good here, really. I hear the voice of the command computer. This is Mother Brain's room. In the next chamber, about 10 meters ahead, is Mother Brain, the central computer of the asteroid's abyss. Oh, this is like Samus computer. I thought it was like the command computer of the base, and it was like, why is it giving like a guided tour of Taurian? If you look to your left, you can see Mother Brain. She's our supreme leader. Before me is the figure of Mother Brain. She's an enormous and grotesque dark red brain. Okay, you don't need to like be judgy about it, but alright. The brain has the height of 3 meters. Everything has the height of 3 meters in this game. It towers over the surrounding moat filled with thick blood-like fluid. The moat will not be easy to get out of if I were to fall in. Not super hyped about the fact that they actually implemented that as a gameplay thing here. Let's see about that. To put it bluntly, I would be trapped. Okay. No weapons except missiles will work against Mother Brain. If you currently have a small quantity of missiles, it will be wise to go back after refilling your missile energy. The computer really is, you know, fair to you in this game. Like, they give you a lot of warnings about the requirements going ahead. Should I fight my current equipment? Yep, let's go. They give you every chance to turn back. Let's fight. Ooh, we get art. Okay. Mother Brain not looking that grotesque. I mean, as far as brains go, it's like fairly like smooth and not like super detailed and gross and loopy. Doesn't even have spikes coming out of it. Just a straight up brain thing. There's a brain emoji, didn't know that was a thing. I fire missile to Mother Brain's enormous frontal lobe. Okay. Mother Brain takes damage. Mother Brain raises a howl. Roar! How can I... Okay. Not sure how Brain is roaring, but alright. Her cry blows violently like a storm out of hell. You know, one of those. Simultaneously, snake-like heads appear with a flash from the cluster of what looks like self-repair system. And in the blink of an eye, laser beams flare up. It is Mother Brain's attack. Okay, so they gave Mother Brain like weird snake heads that shoot laser beams. Alright, that's new. That's not in the game. The original Metroid Mother Brain just stands there and it's the turrets and Rinkas damaging her. The screw attack has an ability similar to the Varia. What? Can I avoid Mother Brain's attack? This is a weird sentence. I don't know what they mean by that. But looks like having screw attack is helping us here, so good thing I went there. Like in the original game, screw attack's like the deepest, you know, it's secrets within secrets in terms of like optional paths that you can go through. The narrow snake-necked guns fire the laser beams at me. The attack is extremely accurate but incredibly easy to predict. Okay. I freeze the cannons in my beam, however they instantly thaw. I keep fighting so long as my missiles last. Alright. It's good use some polish to be a little bit less confusing. Yeah. I guess like there's a combination of being kinda Frankenstein together text that you're being like directed from paragraph to paragraph by the game system. With it being like a translation, so yeah. Yeah, let's continue the attack. Fire another missile into Mother Brain, another roar. Okay, same message as before. And again, something weird about screw attack that I think... Oh, I think I know what happened. You guys might know this about Metroid, but Varia is a mistranslation. They were trying to spell barrier in Japanese phonetics in the manual to Metroid. And they did. It's called the barrier suit, you know, in Japanese. But in English, they didn't get what they were going for. And since V and B are the same, because the Japanese phoneme, in the same way as they don't distinguish between L and R, they don't distinguish between V and B. So, and they, when a word in English ends in ER, they do more like an AH, like barrier. And so they didn't understand what they were going for, and they thought it was a made-up word, and they just called it Varia, so like it was a name. Metroid 2 in the manual tried to fix that by saying the item was called Varia, but it gave you the barrier suit. And then Super Metroid they gave up and went back to calling it the Varia suit. Anyway, I think it's saying Screw Attack has an ability similar to a barrier. Meaning, like in the games, a lot of projectiles, if you are doing Screw Attack, won't damage you. Like, it's not only offensive, but can also be defensive to projectiles. So I think they didn't mean Varia, they didn't mean the other item, they probably meant barrier here. So we hit it with another missile. And this time it did get hit. Screw Attack has the ability to Varia. The aim, snake-like laser guns dead on, their muzzles twinkle, and the moment they flash, my body takes the laser blast. Hello, what's up, Mothman? Thanks for dropping by. We are playing a Metroid text game, and I'm currently fighting Mother Brain. This was released, as the little thing says, it was released same year as the original Metroid, and it's like a choose your own adventure book slash RPG adventure for a single player. It has like a bunch of maps and stuff, but right now we're in a linear part, just fighting Mother Brain. Since the lasers don't have high output, 1 or 2 shots won't be fatal wound, but still take considerable damage from them. Yeah, 6 damage is pretty decent, especially considering this is half damage because I did get the Varia suit. Not much, wanted to see this after you had mentioned it after the raid. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I was saying I played a bunch of it off stream, and they have a lot of really clever stuff for, you know, like a text-based adventure. A lot of clever ways to hide, like secret passages and different strategies that you can use. I'd be really interested in seeing how the like paragraph referral system works in the original book, because they created something different here where there's like hidden links and hidden text here and there, but when you click the links it just takes you automatically to new texts, so that's automated. In the game there's stuff like they give you some clues to where like a certain paragraph would be, but you have to like fill in the other information. It sounds really interesting. The moment Mother Brain's attack hits, I pitch forwards and fall into the oh no, so you take 6 damage from the hit and 6 damage from being in the ooze, which I assume you can take a bunch in a row if you fail to escape from it. I pitch forward and fall into the moat, completely surrounding her. The red liquid that fills the moat isn't blood, good. But an electronic fluid with energy absorbing properties, okay. I am submerged in the liquid, my energy drains dramatically. 6 energy, freeze the electrolytes? Okay, not sure if you can like freeze electrolytes. Those are like microscopic. Okay, my ice beam freezes the liquid's electrolytes, alright. Creating a platform I can stand on. With that, I escape the moat. No sooner have I escaped the platform, toss into the electrolytic fluid, once again transforming into an eerie trap. Given my current condition, should I continue to attack Mother Brain or go back? I'm still feeling pretty good, let's keep fighting. One missile, it roars again, so good. Come on, let's dodge. And we dodged. And we hit it. Again, like the text for the Zabasite really didn't make it clear when you missed. But I think I'm hitting it every time. She's like roaring. It says takes damage. There's no way the text is that far off. So it might be impossible to miss because we haven't yet. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty big target. It's hard to miss Mother Brain in the original game. So yeah. So we're doing pretty good. Like you take a lot of damage when you do take damage. But we've only taken damage once. And we're hitting every single time. Yep. Oh, I got a chance to retain my balance and not fall into the thing. Alright. And when I absorb Mother Brain's attack, I stumble for a moment and it seems as if I will fall in the moat, but I somehow managed to retain my standing. So okay, cool. I got a dex saving throw and stood my ground. Alright. Let's continue the attack. These are d6s, by the way. The game is played with a regular d6, where there are tables that tell you what the result for each row is. A lot faster, of course, to click a link that rolls it automatically. Although for the people who were here in like the first session, you might remember the electromagnetic field that kept dumping us in a previous room where we tried to jump across and couldn't. I thought that might require a power-up, but that was in fact just a dice roll. You just have to try that over and over again until you get it. And it's an energy tank, so worth getting in the early game, definitely. I actually have a map. I wish I had started taking notes earlier, because I only took notes when I was playing off stream, because it's a lot slower. So I don't know for sure where every like early missile and energy tank is, but at some point I'm gonna start a new game to like play it super fast, knowing everything. And at that point, like I might have the only like complete map for this game on the internet, because they definitely don't exist online. I'm sure some other person already, made their own private map, but it's not online. So I wonder if I should share that, or if that kind of ruins the fun, if it might be a little too tempting to check out the map playing the game. It definitely would kind of ruin the fun for it. It would only really be fun for like a second playthrough, or if you're trying to speedrun it or something, like plan out an efficient run. It's taking kinda long to load the results. So we're doing good, we're still not getting hit, still hitting her consistently. Oh! Mother Brain's final moment is at hand, says the command computer, although it's just a machine, it murmurs with human-like emotion. Wait, who murmurs with human-like emotion? My computer? Because that's weird, my computer talks way too much like a person. Like, this is not like information, this is like dramatic narration. The entire asteroid shakes and large fissures spring forth. In the dying moments of Mother Brain, the center of the asteroid is caving in and there is nothing there to control it. Groan. Mother Brain howls in the agony of death. I mean, now I'm just feeling bad about it. Before long, the voltage slowly drops and the howl slows and fades away. Such are Mother Brain's final moments. Okay. Ooh, game saved automatically, didn't even ask about it. Alright. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. We're making it out with pretty good resources. Now, epic narration time, let me have some tea. Suddenly, a nearby shrill alarm blares. It's Mother Brain's self-destruct sequence. Together with the alarm, the warning, 3 minutes until Zebes' destruction, broadcasts. I must escape from the asteroid before it explodes. Fortunately, I am saved the trouble of achieving my initial goal, finding the Metroid capsule. Yeah, that's true, it's just going to explode, right? The capsule is hanging in a cluster of equipment behind Mother Brain. That's not in the original Metroid. I collect the capsule. Currently, the Metroids here seem to have stopped reproducing as well. I mean, not that it matters, it's going to explode. Behind Mother Brain is a secret passage through which I can escape Zebes. However, it seems to have been used already and is so damaged as to be rendered useless. Okay. As for who used it, there should have been pirates in this asteroid, since the escape appears to have been made quite a while ago. I estimate it was used about the same time as when the pirates obtained the Metroid capsule. While they were glad to have acquired the capsule, perhaps the pirates bred too many Metroids there and escaped the asteroid when it became uninhabitable. There was probably a set of straits here organically, but now only the remnants of a stairwell. Stairs, sorry. And support structures are left. So this is like justifying the tiny platforms that you have to jump up, escaping Zebes. Way more flavor text than that's required in my opinion. But alright, I must ascend to the top in time. So am I going to have to roll to escape? Okay. I can make to the top. I can escape the secret passage I used when I snuck into Zebes. Alright. However, I can't simply ascend if I don't make a full use of my advanced acrobatic skills. It will be difficult to ascend this escape route made of only 3 fragments of stairs and support struts. So okay, I'm going to have to like roll 3 times to jump. Climb the shaft. I ascend the escape hatch. However, when I hang my foot in the remains of a narrow support strut, the platform crumbles. Instantly, my hand gropes for another brace, but there's no resistance. I fall. I'm right back where I started. Oh no. I wonder if time is ticking by in any way. Maybe 3 minutes. Can you play this music for this part? Let's see what that is. Is it like the escape sequence music? I'm gonna tell it to loop because it might not be long enough. I guess my internet's kind of bad. Like download is bad. I don't know why. Alright, here we go. Oh, here we go. However, time is leaping away. If I fail once more, there won't be enough time to do it again. Yikes, it's kind of harsh, but we did just get a save, so it's really just roll until... yeah, I just died. Alright, that's kind of arbitrary, like, you do get a save game right here, so what's the point? I'm just going to re-roll until I succeed. There's like no real penalty. I wonder if the book, like if the save states are a thing in the book where they say you can come back from here at any time, or if the book is ridiculously tough here and you can just... oops, Sam falls down and freaking dies. Yeah, just slips in a banana peel and immediately dies. In the end, it's impossible to climb the escape hatch again. Now, time's ticking away. The moments of destruction draws near, like the sound of giant footsteps. Kaboom. So let's load our game. So alright, I'm just gonna roll for it. Fell again, and died again. Alright. Let's load our game again. Let's climb. I just fell. Died. Okay. This is probably not a roll. We're probably back to secrets or something. No? Huh. Doesn't seem to be any secrets here. And no secrets here. I was wrong. Oh, okay. Now we made it. Oh, cool! Look, it's our ship. We hit it under like so with tarp. Sorry, just gotta answer a message real quick. Did it. Alright. I estimate I've ascended about 50 meters up the escape hatch, so a lot shorter than in the game. I spy a path. I mean, the music did end in an appropriate moment. Let's go back. I spy a path. Yay, Wonder Dice Roll. Yeah, there was some high level play right there. Just dying a bunch of times. I wonder if I got unlucky or if that's just really harsh. The escape hatch continues upwards, but I sense something's down this side path and I can make it through here. I proceed and I am convinced I made the correct choice. I pass through and somehow come out into the room from which I initially infiltrated Zabes. Now that I'm here, I should be able to escape quickly. There isn't much time left. I begin to move at once. I barely manage to reach my tiny spaceship I had hidden upon first arriving the asteroid and remove the camouflage covering it. I prime the engines and start almost simultaneously. I take off from Zabes. 10 seconds after liftoff, Zabes is engulfed in an enormous explosion. I escaped by just a hair's breadth. Even at this distance, I feel considerable force of the explosion. If I had delayed even a moment, it would have taken my life. And the game saved again. Good, don't have to re-roll that a million times if I die again now. Now the remaining question is what to do with the Metroid capsule. And now, if you guys don't know, there's like a whole post chapter which is supposed to be more about choices and a lot more choose your own adventure-y than the very like pen and paper RPG early part where it's all about making maps, rolling dice, fighting monsters. Here I think it's supposed to be a lot more text, a lot more choices. So I'll be reading a lot to you guys. Story time. Like I didn't read all the text when we were, you know, in gameplay mode, but now that it's like story, I'm just gonna read through it like a book. I have to avoid subjecting the capsule to any unnecessary stress during transport. And it has been inside a small spacecraft. Sorry, what? It has been inside a small spacecraft, okay. The capsule is extremely small. I placed it inside the cabin. I head there now. Alright. Again, weird phrasing kinda trips you up sometimes. However, what awaits inside comes as a complete shock. Something is emerging from the capsule. Just as I enter the cabin, the capsule is a container no more than 50 cubic centimeters in size. However, when the Metroid comes out of the capsule, the figure that emerges is enormous, perhaps owing to some effect of the room. Really? The room? Okay. However, this creature is different from the other Metroids I've seen before. Even amongst Metroids, there are grotesque variants, mutants. I decided to call this creature the Metroid Mutant, and it has just crawled out of the capsule. So yeah, okay, it's a little different. There's a lot more going on here in this like middle section of it. Kind of a mess, really, but alright. Yeah, Metroid Mutant is the original thing from this game. Like there were no Metroid transformations in Metroid 1 or anything like that. The Metroid Mutant notices me. It looks me over slowly. Then its enormous bulk vanishes from the room with surprising speed. Alright. Hurriedly, I freeze the capsule. No more of these things must ever come out again. Right. However, the Metroid Mutant is already lurking within the spaceship. How should I defeat it? Chase after it immediately or think up a strategy. In the Ridley battle there was stuff like that where I should make one sec. I should make this smaller so you guys can see everything, because when I scroll all the way down then you can't like read because of the balls and stuff. So this will be kinda small and then in the middle of the screen, but now there's going to be a lot of text. I feel like the options are going to be in the bottom of the screen a lot. So, you know, the chase after it immediately is not going to be the right thing to do. You gotta think strategically. I go back to the cockpit for now to consider my situation and come up with a strategy. And I pour myself a cup of coffee, really think it over. I mean, I meant to be like, you know, not rush about it, but sitting back down might be a little bit too much of a delay. However, I have absolutely no data concerning the Metroid Mutant. The truth is there is no point in devising a plan. Okay, so maybe I didn't make the right choice there. Suddenly, wham! Suddenly a deafening noise echoes within the cockpit. Something is slamming its body into the cockpit entrance. There are only two life forms aboard the spaceship. One of them is me, as for the other, obviously, is the Metroid Mutant. Yeah, I kinda got that. I didn't think it was like your roommate knocking on your door. Like I pretty much narrowed that down to the Metroid Mutant. Cockpit door is firmly shut. Whether the creature understands this or not, after a while the sounds cease. Okay, doesn't sound like that bad. Go into the cockpit. This you can't, you know, catch me by surprise. Call for help. Obviously, I am the creature's objective. I will have to fight it, and the thing is strong. Might be good to call for help. What should I do? Call for help from whom? I mean, I don't see much how it could hurt to call for help. Unless the game says like, that's stupid, we're in space, there is no help, you die because you didn't fight, you just called for help. That's odd. I'm going to call for help out of curiosity more than anything. Call for help. I broadcast a distress signal on all frequencies, however, it may be a long time before help actually arrives. I have no idea how long it will take. Maybe you have to do this early for like the good ending to be possible later when someone like comes to save you. Again, if I don't see how it could hurt, I'm just gonna do it. Because now there's like a bunch of branching paths where you have to make like all the right decisions to get a good ending. So, yeah. At the moment, my command computer barks a warning. It states the Metroid Mutant has penetrated the room where the oxygen tanks are stored. Indeed, when I look at my radar, the creature's readings are coming from the direction of the oxygen storage room. Okay, that kinda sucks. I wonder if the thing took this action knowing I would die if my oxygen supply was cut off. If so, the oxygen tanks are in danger. Sounds like a lot of previous knowledge for this creature that was just like born to have about like human biology and what tanks are and what oxygen is. But I guess it's possible. I feel like I have to go protect the oxygen tanks, right? I just can't sit here and assume that it's going to leave them alone. Head towards the oxygen storage room. The Metroid Mutant floats inside mockingly. Like, na 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 na, got your oxygen. The thing was expecting me. I guess it is smart. Abruptly, I fire the ice beam at the Metroid. How did? Okay, you do it abruptly. Like I surprised even myself. Although I know the ice beam doesn't have much stopping power against the creature. How do you know that? It had a lot of stopping power against other Metroids. It's better than firing off a missile in the narrow confines of the ship. Yeah, next to oxygen tanks, definitely not a good choice. It's better than weapon is completely ineffective. Oh, that doesn't mean my weapon is completely ineffective. The beam seems to slow the creature's movement a little. However, I can't keep this up for long. I'm going to do a little look for like options for a bit, but I think now the options are going to be like explicit. Oh, nope, I just straight up died. Just as I expected, it's impossible to achieve victory of the Metroid Mutant in these conditions. The Metroid Mutant has regained its reaction speed. It avoids every attack, and at length I am fully caught by the creature, and the thing just sucks out my energy. Okay. Weird way to describe your own death. So we're back here. Let's try chasing after it immediately. My prediction is it will kill me if I do this. Not right away at least. In the end, I decided to best to kill the thing as quickly as possible and chase after it. Though I was unprepared earlier and the creature escaped, I have general guess to what direction it took. That sounds good enough. Seems to have gone towards the ship's internal energy tanks. To check, I scanned the room with my command computer's radar. There it is, strange life readings detected. However, this place is dangerous. If I fight and the energy tanks catch fire, it will be the end for me as well. What should I do? Just fight it? YOLO? Wait, see what happens, go back to the cockpit for now, formulate the strategy. Okay, so here I'm assuming it converges back on where we were before. Just fight it. Last time we just fought it, it sucked our energy. So let's just see what happens. Let's just lay back and, you know, maybe he'll come back and I won't have to shoot it next to extremely explosive things for once. I wait near the energy tank and watch what happens. However, the Metroid Mutant doesn't intend to do things slowly. While lying in wait and observing, my position is revealed. The Metroid Mutant has an attack method characteristic of Metroids, grabbing on his victim and sucking away their energy. Shoot at it or run away. Shooting at it didn't work last time, but this time I guess we do have the missile option. I'm gonna shoot it. I don't feel like I would be able to run away from it, so let's shoot it. Like, it's a very crowded place. Immediately roll on the floor to avoid Metroid's mutant attack. Simultaneously, I shoot a gout of flames from my booster rockets into the creature and make my move when it flinches. Ooh. Fancy move. Very other M, this like dodge roll with the booster rockets. Hi Orlek, what's up? We are in the end game now. We escape Zebes. At this point the game just forgets like your power-ups, your missiles, your energy, and it's just about choices. There's a lot more text. Right now what's happening is like we took the Metroid capsule, but shockingly there were Metroids inside it. And like a mutated, like Super Metroid comes out of it, and it's just loose inside my ship now, which was described as tiny earlier, but now like, there are lots of rooms inside it as well, so it's not that tiny. Anyway, it killed us once. I tried to fight it, ice didn't do that much, so now we are trying in a different route. We're fighting it somewhere else. I immediately rolled, okay. It flinches, just fight it, again the only option. Lots of text, doesn't sound that bad. Super cool. Is any aspect of the game canon to future games? I mean, I don't even know if Nintendo like read the game, you know, like it's licensed, but I don't know how closely they like monitor stuff back in the day. They did do some stuff earlier than, you know, that happened later, but I tend to attribute that to coincidence more than anything. Like adding a post chapter with space pirates to Metroid 1 happened in Zero Mission, but they're otherwise very different because they're going to be pirates later on in this. You do have an onboard computer and the ability to scan things in Samus's suit, like in the Prime games. But again, like if you know, if your sci-fi ideas come like from Star Trek and stuff, you kind of expect onboard computers on, you know, everywhere. People just having computers with them, scanning things, being able to tell, you know, what surrounds them a lot better than just with your eyes. So I just kind of attribute that to, you know, this as a text medium kind of built on top of Metroid, and later Metroid games also built on top of Metroid. So some things they're just going to draw from the culture in general, other sci-fi things, and end up, you know, taking the same things. The Metroid being in your ship when you're running away, that's pretty much them just saying, hey, this is a lot like Alien, let's add the final thing from Alien, where after Ripley escapes, the alien like was holding on to her escape pod, and then she like fights it inside the escape pod. It's a problem in my life. Feels like an alternate universe telling of Metroid 1. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it could be accurately described as that, but it's a lot of fun, and like I enjoyed it. I think it's very well done for how limited the medium of a book is for like a role-playing game. However, it doesn't mean blah blah blah. Sorry, I shoot a Metroid Mutant with my spin, however the code doesn't even phase it. This thing has the ability to resist the ice beam. Metroids that resist Ice Beam are also a thing in Metroid Prime, like mutant Metroids that resist Ice Beam, but again, not the most like unique ability ever, considering, you know, fictional creature is weak to Ice Beam, coming up with a version that isn't, you know, it's not that crazy creative. And it's aboard my spaceship. However, this doesn't mean there's no other way to fight it. The command computer's true warning to turn off engine's blare, and the spur of the moment I think of a strategy. The Metroid Mutant finishes feeding off the energy conversion device inside the tank. The energy conversion device changes energy into solid mass. Why would you do that? Allowing large amounts of energy to be loaded into even a tiny spacecraft. Oh, I get it. That's cool. I don't remember specifically seeing that, so, you know. I mean, actually, that sounded smarter at first than it actually is, because that's pretty much what a nuclear generator is. Like, you have a small amount of matter that you can convert into a very large amount of energy, but we just start with matter because, you know, supernovas already converted the energy into matter by creating heavy atomic elements. It would be very wasteful for people to start with energy, then turn it into matter, to then turn it back into energy. You would just use matter to begin with. But okay. Like, I'm talking too much. Let's go on with the text. What's more, the equipment can sustainably decrease the mass's volume even further. Okay. To the Metroid Mutant, that's it. To Metroids, things have characteristics similar to what can be called life energy. What? Sorry, to Metroid Mutant, that is, to Metroids, some things have characteristics similar to what can be called life energy, and if a Metroid tries to consume something that uses that sort of energy, it should have the same effect. However, removing the energy conversion device will make it impossible to control the energy flow. There is an extremely high probability the engine would run out of control. No, it would definitely run wild. When the timing is right, the Metroid Mutant feeds on the conversion device. In the conversion device, the creature's roar echoes through the ship. Okay, so it's like eating the thing that converts matter into energy, and it's just going to convert it like way too fast and like supercharge the motors or something. Well, I don't have any choices here. However, at the same time, something strange is starting to happen to the engines. It looks like they will run out of control fairly quickly. Should I finish off the Metroid Mutants first, or stop the engines for overloading? I mean, sounds bad, right? Like, will I die if it overloads? Will the ship just go fast? I don't have the engineering background here to choose this. I was kind of hoping that Samus was saying, like, maybe it will, if it hits it, it will, like, the Metroid will get overloaded and, like, explode. But I think it looks like either, like, if I fight it, it will also, you know, stop feeding probably, so I'll stop the engines. First, I stop the engine from running wild. I'll have to take emergency measures to shut off the energy conversion device, which should prevent a crisis. Unfortunately, I'm not paying attention and rushed by the Metroid Mutant. which I thought had been feeding the energy conversion device. However, the creature seems to have taken some damage too. From like hitting it? Its movement have slowed, but it won't stop its attack. Should I fight the Metroid Mutant or run away? I mean, it is slowed now, so maybe let's try fighting. I don't know. Metroid Mutant charges its attack. The creature has thick tentacles, unlike those of the Metroids. However, the ends of the tentacles have sharpened and it can damage its opponents with them. Metroids go for the abdomen. I avoid it, okay. However, right past where I was standing is the section of the engine I just performed emergency maintenance on. The creature's attack pierces the engines and it becomes to run wild again. Also, when the Metroid Mutant strikes the engines, it exposed a large dose of radiation. It gives a single cry and flees somewhere in the ship. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Hope it doesn't, explode the ship. The out of control engine is ramping up to its limit at full speed. Okay, so it is just making the ship go really fast. The squeals of the overload start ringing throughout the ship, and the only sounds coming from the engine are abnormal. There is no way to prevent the ship from exploding. Oh, that's bad. Before that happens, I must get to the escape pod. But first, what should I do about the Metroid Mutant? I mean, escape pod, right? Because it will explode and I don't have like a lot of time to waste. Or is it going to be in the escape pod like an alien? I'll try escaping immediately. Like I'll just do what I would do. So the timer shows up. Yeah, like we already had a timer. Like when Zabis starts to explode, basically you just get 2 dice rolls, and I like died 4 or 5 times in a row, just exploding in Zabis. If you don't get them both or one of them right, you just die. Escape immediately. I realized that if I just ignore the Metroid Mutant, the whole situation will be resolved when the ship explodes. That was my thinking exactly. In any event, I should escape. I run for the This is so impressive, but it's fine. Yeah, at this point it went more in like a choose your own adventure thing. But it does do like really elaborate stuff. On the beginning of this stream I talked about some cool stuff that they do in the part that I didn't stream. I realized that I just ignored the Metroid. Okay, I run to the escape pod. I catch the creature I check the creature isn't around to go inside. Good. The escape pod is one-man, narrow, cylindrical escape pod. Only a small nozzle is attached, providing almost no maneuverability. As it is made entirely for escape, I immediately escape from my ship upon boarding the pod. This might screw me over, because the time I died, I had first I had gone to my to the control room. I don't remember what they call it, and I sounded an SOS. So I'm thinking maybe I need to sound an SOS before I escape. Otherwise, nobody's going to find me. My spaceship detonates in the distance. The soundless explosion is beautiful and serene. However, when I escaped the ship, I also left behind frozen capsule. Now I can only transmit a rescue signal and wait to... Oh no, I can make a rescue signal here as well, which makes sense actually. I mean, alright, like I didn't really mind that the capsule exploded as well. Clank. Sounds impossible. Yep, they're doing an alien. Nice detail that the explosion made no sound. Yeah, that's good. I have a bad feeling about this. I go see what's making those noises. Sure enough, my worst fears are confirmed. I don't know how the thing got inside, but the Metroid Mutant is right here, like lying right next to you. I thought it was like attached outside the thing. Like because it's like this huge creature that's bigger than me is also inside the one-man pod. I don't know whether another creature has real eyes. I mean, it has very eye-looking things. So throughout, it's a somewhat amusing thought. At the moment, the Metroid Mutant and I are staring at each other, eye to eye, as enemies. Okay, let's fight it. Let's kick his butt. There's an airlock on my right hand. I can eject the creature into space. Of course, I can also leap out in space myself. I mean, if you're going to shoot one person into space, I would rather it be the Metroid. This is Alien, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'll try to eject it. Although the Metroid Mutant has found me inside the escape pod, it doesn't seem like it intends to kill me immediately. It seems to be enjoying itself. Oh, it just wanted to go for a ride. It's friendly. It's just going woo. It's like a water park. We're both inside the little pod. Now the Metroid Mutant is slowly coming closer, enjoying itself. However, I won't stand this thing's insolence. Whoosh! The atmospheric pressure inside the pod drops abruptly. I have opened the airlock. Of course, I've anchored my body in place. The Metroid Mutant, not latched into anything, is forcibly flung into space. I close the airlock the moment the creature has been blown outside. However, I can't let my guard down yet. What's up? Ooh. What's this? Is the space pirate ship? It has a giant skull and crossbows on the side because they're space pirates. It took a lot of effort to do that. A lot of arts and crafts ingenuity to get a big old skull next to their ship. I mean, you gotta let people know you're pirates. Alright, I mean, I'm down for that kind of stuff. That's goofy, but I am for it. If you are going to be a space pirate, you might as well have a huge skull on your thing. Wear some eye patches, even though both your eyes work. Just go for the full aesthetic. At this moment, one more threat is approaching the escape pod. If I think of the escape pod as an ordinary fish, the spaceship looming over the pod is as big as a whale. On the side of the spaceship, a skull and crossbones has been intricately drawn. Oh, she recognized the effort they put in. That's very nice. Considering the sector of space I'm in, could this be the band of pirates who made Zebes the stronghold? In other words, the ones who stole the Metroid capsules seems fairly likely, yes. When I successfully threw the Metroid Mutant outside, I felt a great sense of relief. However, I haven't lost my nerve. If I meet the pirates here, I should be able to talk to their boss and solve the riddle of how Zebes became the way it is. I must allow myself to be captured by the pirates. What? Why? I mean, I don't see a lot of options. considering like I'm kind of adrift in a space pod that only goes in straight lines. But why do you care about the mystery how Zebes became the way it was? Like, Zebes exploded. It's gone. Like an asteroid that went boom. Like, I'm not that curious. But okay, I'm pulling like a Bane here. I'm going to let them capture me. Just to like talk to them. Alright, I mean, not really being given an option, so let's go. We did save the game though, so good. I'm going to trust that I can't like have screwed up anything back there that's going to keep me from the good endings going forwards. So let's go. Although they are pirates, it seems they want to question me and immediately take me to the man who is their boss. Despite being their boss, this man doesn't seem to be all that clever. I mean, okay. This is like harsh, but like if you expected them to kill you and not take you to their boss, why did you let yourself be captured to talk to their boss? I'm really not getting the thought process here. When I am wearing my helmet, I am unable to speak. Really? Okay. Sounds like a easily fixable flaw, but alright. The pirate seems to wonder why I don't say anything, since I'm currently bound hand and foot in chains before the boss's chair. There isn't anything I can do about it. Moreover, the Metroid capsule has also come into the hands of the pirates. How? It exploded in my ship. What? I don't get it. But it specifically said, oh, I didn't take the Metroid pod with me when the ship exploded, right? So did they like catch it in space? Like they see the 50 cubic centimeters pod and like send like spacewalker there with a baseball glove to just catch it in space. I am confused, but alright. Several of his underlings take off my helmet. I mean, how hard to take off is a helmet, but alright. How many pirates does it take to take off one helmet? And there she is. This is Manga Samus. Several minutes, the pirates' underlings struggle with my helmet. They really aren't very smart. Like, she was right about that one. Struggle with my helmet, which is firmly in place. Like her ears are red now. This is just bad. It's embarrassing for everybody involved. Nevertheless, they somehow unfastened the lock. Like there was one of those little chin strap things, and they just didn't see it. Little by little, they raised my helmet. They made it really mysterious, and feeling of disbelief spreads among the pirates. Ooh, this version's pretty. This is different, but I like it. Yeah, I mean, she looks like a native manga character, I guess. The hair is black, but in like in manga of this time, it probably would have to be either black or white, and you know, it was brown in the game, so maybe it's meant to be brown. But yeah, it looks good. Like the suit, I'm still not like a huge fan of. Like the the shoulder pads are just kind of a mess. I'd be fine with it without the shoulder pads. The rest is okay. I don't know why like she has this little thing here that looks like you can press it down to get ice cubes. Maybe that's like convenient, but like a dragonfly design, yeah, something like that. So like, I don't know. The rest you can kind of understand as like the game sprite. It's based on game sprite, but the shoulders they're even red, which in the game they're pretty clearly orange. So, and they're also not very huge and pointy. Yeah. Also, doesn't this kind of look like either hockey or American football? I feel like it has this kind of silly shoulder pads. I don't know. Sorry. I feel you disbelieve stress about the pirates. What they see is beyond their wildest imaginations. They've never seen a woman before. It's just... that's just completely crazy. Yeah, I've seen aliens, super advanced life forms that absorb energy and fly, you know, giant brains inside jars that psychically control all the creatures in the asteroid, you know, but a woman? That's just crazy. They are able to hear my voice for the first time. Yes, as you can see, I am a woman from Earth. So, okay. She is from Earth in this continuity. The pirates stand in disbelief, unable to either move or speak. At length, the boss says weakly, "You destroyed Zebes? A woman?" I mean, it's just getting weird now. It is the future, man, because of the times. The man is horrified. He's less horrified that I destroyed their base than there was a woman to destroy the base. That's just against his culture. Man's horrified. However, this certainly is my chance. Suddenly, I power up my cyborg-enhanced arms to the limit. I have cyborg-enhanced arms, by the way. That's a thing that I had from the beginning. The chains that firmly bind me crack and shatter. And I go like Superman, like PAM! They explode and it's super cool. These pirates have spent so much time forming men in space, they have become insults. Yeah, that's kind of shitty, yeah. Yeah, maybe they weren't like that at first, but then they just kind of got more and more toxic over time. Now the fact that I'm a woman is revealed, I forget all thoughts of speaking with the boss and choose that moment to run. Why? They won't talk to women, I guess. Alright. I mean, again, what was your plan? If you couldn't talk with your helmet on, and taking off your helmet would reveal that you were a woman, whereupon you immediately give up on talking to them. It really wasn't a very well thought out plan here. Turns out the boss is the type who doesn't understand what a leader should do, and there's really nothing I can do about that. Or maybe because he acted like such an idiot about her being a woman, she's like, oh, he's a dumbass. There's no point talking to him. It's alright. I consider that as I walk around the ship. At this point I'm just walking. I'm not even running anymore. I left the room and they probably don't even have like object permanence, judging by how stupid they are. They probably like forgot I exist. They're like oblivion gods. They're like, oh, it's probably just my imagination. Just went back to their posts. Trying to discover some means of escape, when suddenly I come upon something I didn't expect to find here. I wonder, what did I not expect to find here? This is a Metroid Mutant! I mean, this guy just won't let go. Creature is feeding on a pirate! Oh no. Okay. well, that thing has also come aboard the pirate ship. Yep. The moment the Metroid Mutant notices me, the creature seems a little taken aback, as well as seeing me without a helmet. The Metroid Mutant doesn't know how to talk to girls either. This is it's just embarrassing now. Metroid's like, oh, what? My god. But then remembers that I am its arch nemesis. I'm sorry that it exists for 5 seconds. Why am I its arch nemesis? I'm like the only person it knows. Alright, I guess I am its arch nemesis. It's okay, even though I'm a woman, I am still its arch nemesis. So creatures approaches slowly. I'm imagining with the JoJo meme, facing off. Let's go. Metroid Mutant flies at me. However, I feel now is not the time to fight. Now I'm busy now. How about Tuesday? Will that work for you? When it comes time for me to have a showdown with the creature, it will be the final battle. Alright, okay, not now, no, later. Now I'm busy. I need to do some other shit first. I mean, I didn't know there was an option. I could have done the ship, you know, just told it that it didn't work for my schedule. But yeah, alright. Suddenly... Okay, we're back to options. There was quite a bit of just, book. An alarm blasts throughout the entire ship. Instantly, the Metroid Mutant and I stop in our tracks. What is the reason for the alarm? Perhaps it is due to my escape, or perhaps it is because the Metroid Mutant has invaded the ship. Both seem valid. I consider this. But remember, now is not the time for reflection. So this is the kind of stuff that makes you think. It was probably they hired someone that didn't have that much time. They didn't really through it a lot. So there are probably a few mistakes back there, like this mistake here. Should I keep fighting the creature or run? I mean, I said it didn't work on my schedule, so I guess I will run. Hey, wild and probably irrational creature that can easily kill me. Can we fight later? Yeah. Just some other time, It's like when you run into a friend who's not that much of your friend anymore. You kind of don't really want to hang out, so you say, it's one of these days, man, we're totally gonna hang out. Just hoping that they forget about it. I mean, this Metroid is kind of clingy, Should give me some me time every once in a while. I think it best not to fight here and run. When the Metroid Mutant hears the blaring alarm, the creature also loses its desire to fight. At roughly the same time, it just loses its desire to fight. Just hush this mellow, so I'm not feeling it anymore. At roughly the same time, the Metroid Mutant and I break off, retreating the opposite directions. Okay, so just kind of crossed paths, said hi to each other, and went on our merry way. I flee, but consider what to do from here. As a means of fleeing the ship, my best bet is to locate a small spacecraft, steal it as quickly as possible, and escape. In that case, if I could move quickly, I'll definitely make a good time. Make good time? Am I still trying to catch a show when I get home? No, make it to the supermarket before it closes. Like, do I have other appointments today? I would pretty much call it a day whenever I left. Just go for a nap. However, the Metroid capsule is still stolen. I mean, I guess it is, right? Probably shouldn't just gotten me. Still want to go back and get it. Before I can go... I mean, if I get it, just another match, it's gonna come out of it. It's gonna start the whole thing all over again. Alright. I mean, I thought at the beginning they said you needed to like shoot radiation at it for a Metroid to come out. But then I just brought it into the ship and the Metroid came out right away. So that's false advertising right there. That's a defective capsule. However, if I go, my chances of escaping still dwindle. What should I do? Also, it gave me the option to fight the Metroid, so it seems I still have my arm cannon that's in my hand. Did the space pirates handcuff me with an arm cannon on? I mean, they do seem stupid enough to do that. But I kind of wanted that picture of just bringing me straight to their leader with my arm cannon in handcuffs, being like, yup, this seems safe. Like one big goofy handcuff that goes all the way around the arm cannon. Oh, that'd be good. So yeah, like nobody here is making the best decisions right now. However, the Metroid capsule, I still want to go back and get it. If I go, my chance of escaping will dwindle. What should I do? I'm going to go for the, you know, good guy route. Gotta get the... I really feel like the pirates are more of a danger to themselves than anyone else with the capsule, but I'll still get it. Oh, and there's the dudes. This is the space pirates. Space pirates are people. In this thing, and it looks... Is this both the Metroid and Space Pirates dead? This cool guy just killed the Metroid and is now like smoking a blunt here, just chilling. Cause he's kinda cool then. Is this the same dumbass leader? Cause he seems like this pose is way too like badass right now to be that dark. Alright. Or maybe he was like, oh my god, there's a girl on board. I gotta look cool in case she comes back in. Oh yeah, I knew that from the beginning. I mentioned that in a couple of other like streams. Space pirates are humans. Because they don't show up in the original Metroid, so not much reason to assume they were aliens. They're never described or anything, they're just called the space pirates. So yeah, maybe he was like, I gotta look cool in case she walks back in here. So I'm gonna sit cross-legged, light up a cigarette. Like he doesn't even smoke, like he's not even inhaling, he just wants to look cool. But yeah, that's the dude. Before anyone knew what hit them, the Metroid Mutant had annihilated almost all the pirates. Were they all in this room? You said the ship was huge. Alright. However, by the time I returned to the control room to retrieve the capsule, the Metroid Mutant had exhausted all its strength. But it gained strength from draining. Okay. Corpses lie strewn about the center of the room. Beyond them is the capsule. In addition, there is a man who survived the battle and left his comrades all dead, smoking a cigarette. This man is the pirate boss. The old pixelated sunglasses go down like a boss, smoking a cig, looking cool. Almost everyone is dead, and yet this dude's so chill. Yeah, he's ice cold, look at him. Doesn't even give a crap. He's too badass. I tell him, I have come to take back the capsule. Okay. And I just have a sword now. Okay, so I didn't have my iron cannon. They did take it out. How's it gonna fight the Metroid? If I said fight the Metroid back then, would Samus go like, ooh, what, whoa? I don't really have any way of fighting it. So yeah, good thing I didn't. That would have been embarrassing. The boss. This is a really good image though. That's why I use it in like the thumbnail here. I like this. I might redraw this one day. The boss glances at me, raises an eyebrow in surprise, then stands slowly and takes two swords hanging from the wall. Oh, he is cool though. He is cool. He gives you a sword. He wants to fight. Alright, I now respect him. Well, I guess he didn't really say anything. Was it just the pirates who were like shocked? Or was he also shocked that Samus was a woman? I don't really remember. But the sword move was cool. Things of the Saint Seiya spin-off in the sky. I mean, it looks like Saint Seiya, but again, it looks like most like 80s manga. Saint Seiya was kinda generic looking. Also, if it was Saint Seiya, they would just be punching each other through the armor. I get the drift and accept the sword. Then remove the ice beam from my arm and toss it aside. Oh no, I did have the arm cannon. They did handcuff me with arm cannon. Sorry for going back and forth in this. Samus is just too honorable to like pull an Indiana Jones and shoot the dude who's like trying to be cool with the sword. I mean, I would definitely, if they gave me the option, freeze him, like kill him instantly with the ice beam, or use the sword that definitely just kill him. But you know, you gotta be lawful good over here. The boss drops his cigarette he's been smoking and steps it out in the sole of his boot. Good that that's like responsible, I guess, the one that started a fire in your ship. Then mutters quietly, "Let's do this," and rushes at me. Okay, this pirate boss, sexist as fuck, kind of a dumbass, but he does have his cool moments. I possess cyborg enhanced body. Yeah, it kinda doesn't feel fair if you think about it. My speed and power should surpass those of my opponents. However, the pirate boss is strong. I'm lacking something. Zero, I'd have to call it. Sorry, what? Zero? Maybe, I mean, I'm not a native speaker. Is this a weird word choice here? Why would I be lacking zero? At this point, I'm clearly losing. From here on, it seems certain that my chances of victory have dropped below 50%. Oh. Okay. Is there anything I could have done? Is hidden text back? Might be better abandon the capsule. Luzio, great energy and enthusiasm in pursuit of... Yeah, you know. You're zealous if you're very, you know, passionate about the thing and like believe in it hard and want to pursue it with all your like figure and etc. It seems weird that she would lack Zio, right? Like she wasn't really into it. Like I dropped my ice beam to have like the whole honorable fight, but I wasn't really that excited about winning. Just didn't want it hard enough. He was more, you know, passionate about not being stabbed by swords than I was. I want to abandon the capsule. I want to keep fighting. Even though this seems like a hint that the smart thing is retreat, then try at a point where I have better odds. But you know, we can make it back here if we get killed. So don't give it up. Nevertheless, I continue the fight, unwilling to give up the capsule. I mean, I made the choice of having zeal, so maybe that was the correct. I'm losing to the pirate boss's zeal! Against the zeal! Weird word choice. However, when the boss is just about to deliver his final thrust, don't like that. Something unexpected occurred. The Metroid Mutant, which we had until now thought dead, had begun to stir. Did this dude almost kill the Mutant Metroid with a sword? Because it did seem kinda cut when it was on the ground. Because that's pretty cool. Ooh. So the creature is true threat and seems to have been provided with some incredible vitality. The pirate boss notices the Metroid Mutant and turns to face it. This is the time. I don't let this chance escape. I recover the capsule and flee without watching the outcome of the battle. I mean, fair enough. I mean, this is a pragmatic, good thing. I'll try to, like, give him a stabby stab on my way out, but I am being honorable about this, I guess. Good luck with that. Although Samus is leaving this ship, and most places Samus leave do explode, so just in general in her life, so I don't give either of them like super good odds going forward. I recover the capsule and flee without watching the outcome of the battle. I keep going and head for the small spacecraft left in the ship's docking bay. So, I mean, we're getting pretty far here. I wonder how many times I could have died. Because I did hear an image didn't load. Come on, load. Is it broken? Try to open it in another tab. Page not found. It's a dead link. Yep, this is a dead link. The good end.jpg. I guess probably can't read it up here. Good end.jpg is a broken link. If there is one image you don't want to lose, it's good end.jpg. Oh, come on. But hey, we made it to the good end. The image name confirmed it. I'll Google it later. I'm afraid now if I refresh the page I go back to start continue load. But I did oh, you can see when I right click, but I'm clicking reload image here and it does nothing. If I duplicate the tab, it's going to like send me to the beginning of the game. See? It's the start screen. But I opened the image in a new tab. I click refresh image. Is a dead link. Like it sends you to the page not found from the Metroid database. It just flat out doesn't link here. I should make it a point, like remember to I wonder if I can like DM them on Twitter and like report this, because it's probably an easy fix. After arriving at the docking bay, I managed to get... We'll Google the image later. Maybe we can find it online. After I have gone a considerable distance, I target the pirate ship and launch a large missile equipped in my spacecraft. I mean, they just had... okay. destroying the Metroid Mutant, which I had left behind. Yeah, good. The large missile, I mean, as I said, Samus doesn't leave a place without blowing it up, just doesn't happen. The large missile launches without a sound, it seems to flow towards the target. Upon impact, a brilliant white light envelops the pirate ship. The ring of light expands infinitely large and thin. The light cycles through the spectrum and then finally contracts like a withering flower, and with that it is over. I somehow managed to recover the capsule, defeating Metroid Mutant and even annihilating the pirates. I report my current status to Earth. In short, my mission is a success. So we got no bad endings ever since we died once to the Metroid, like very early on, like the whole pirate section. Like the video in the digital gaming video like mentions how many endings there are, and like in most of them Samus dies. And there's like a good ending and a bad good ending, and I'm pretty sure by how they described it we got the good ending. So that's nice. I mean, it's really not that difficult compared with like the early game. Although the game itself wouldn't have been that difficult if I had gotten like the mechanics early and figured out how to get Varia Suit. That just doubles your health immediately and makes it so enemies that would be like an energy deficit are now an energy surplus to fight on average. So this is actually a pretty easy game if you get the Varia Suit early and just take your time. But yeah, before I give my final thoughts, I'll just read the rest of the text, sorry. I somehow managed to recover the capsule, defeat the Metroid Mutant, and even annihilate the pirates. I put my current status to it. In short, the mission is a success. I have finished my work and become drowsy. She will take a nap. I enter the time it will take to reach Earth into the ship's computer and enter cold sleep. Again, just alien, flat out. I become an embryo submerged in amniotic fluid of space. Okay, not literally, just that's like her metaphor for it. I think it's this image. Cool, thanks Blargen. Let's see, it's just... let's see what the image is. List of Metroid endings. Oh, I mean, yeah, it doesn't, like the link. Oh no, it did open. Accept. Okay, it's this image. Cool. Yeah. Oh, thank you. So yeah, it's in like they put it in just a list of endings for like every Metroid. Cool. All right. So it's not that mind blowing, but you know, it's good to have it. You know what the ship looks like now. No, there's a little blast. Nice. Page 201, so it's probably around 200. 200 pages for the book. So yeah, thanks. That's the final image. And yeah, this click mission complete. This will probably just... Oh no, there's an epilogue still. The darkness of space. A jet black darkness. I mean, two darknesses in a row is not like... Alright. The void of space. Like jet black. Okay. The darkness of space. A jet black darkness. The void of space. Like jet black. Velvet. Inset with glass beads. I mean, it's just... not great. That's alright. It is the outer edge of a small solar system. A little while ago, a small asteroid had been here until recently. That is, now it's gone. It was annihilated by a large burst of controllable energy. there isn't even a trace left by this disturbance, filling the space with only silence and darkness. Okay, so that's where Zeb exploded. It gets so campy sometimes. Yeah, just, I mean, the repetitiveness is just kind of awkward. They say darkness and jet black, like back to back. Like darkness, jet black, darkness, jet black. In 3 sentences. That's just no good. Like this sentence is just made up of words that are in the previous and next sentence. You could probably cut it. Filling space with only silence and darkness. Again, darkness. No, not entirely. Something is warming its way within darkness. Again, with the darkness, something is there, moving, stickily and persistently, creeping and squirming, seething with malice. Ooh, this is like a Breath of the Wild crossover. There was an atmosphere here. That air would have the consistency of tar, and there would be permeated, sorry, with dread. English is weird. Permeated can be written like that, but it has the word meat inside it, so I don't know that. If this space were filled with water, that water would be instantly corrupted and filled with sludge, changing the color of black and brown pus, an effect that would evoke every kind of psychological repulsion. And the thing is alive, without question. It is alive. Nothing should exist in the void of space, almost at absolute zero, but beyond the shadow of a doubt, this thing is alive. Furthermore, it is not a bacterium. This abnormal life form leaves behind its offspring through asexual reproduction, but it is a fully developed higher order life form. It possesses a definite consciousness, but it is a thing of evil. Before long, it impulsively inhales a deep breath. It absorbs the dust floating in the surrounding space. In an instant, whoosh, it seems as through its body has been imbued with light, as though its body has been imbued with light. It may have actually glowed. This is a life form that can rapidly convert energy, any material its body absorbs. Yeah, okay. It is a strong life form. It has a morbid obsession with life, and it wants things, blood, flesh, life, consciousness, space, perhaps even craves love. But above all, it is seeking its nemesis. Okay. So the Metroid is still alive, it's kind of reconstituted, it's like in the middle of space. It wants love, it wants to find like a special someone and spend its life, you know, build a family, all that cool stuff. But it also wants to fight its nemesis to the death, and that's me for some reason, so... yeah. The Metroid in this one's kind of like the Dark Samus of this universe. It just really hates you for some reason. It just keeps showing up over and over and over and over wherever you go, and won't leave you alone. So, the New York Times. Serial object falls into Austin, Nevada. Is there an Austin, Nevada? Isn't Austin in Texas? It says darkness like Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, almost as often as Kingdom Hearts. Let me Google real fast. Austin, Nevada. Is that a place? I mean, there can be like a bunch of Austin. Okay, yes, there are other Austins. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Austin, Nevada is a place. Alright. March 21st, 1000 in X. Cosmic calendar. So there is a new calendar. I wonder when it starts. Like, did the year 1 cosmic calendar happen yet? Or was it like retroactive? Because like it was never the year 1 AD, right? The AD was invented way later. So maybe year 1 of the cosmic calendar. So, I don't know. What would be like the most momentous achievement that people would look back on and see like, yeah, that's when we were starting our calendar. That's when they invented TikTok, you know. The new calendar still has March though. I mean, yeah, right, it still has March. So what? They just reset the year? There's like Jesus, like the birth of Jesus, that's still Eurocentric. We want something that everyone can commemorate. Still on the world. I don't know what like cosmic calendar would be. Maybe it just hasn't happened yet. Something so cool happens that they were like, just gotta start a new calendar starting today. This dude just did something so awesome. The birth of Neo Jesus, yes. Yeah. Jesus 2 came out to Earth. He had like Robocop eyes and like a cyborg arm. And it just saved people even harder this time. So they just had to start the calendar over. So yeah, cool. Yesterday a meteorite fell in Austin, Nevada in the early hours of the morning. A considerably large meteor. Was it a meteor or a meteorite? It was observed over the very wide area. Okay. However, when the authorities came to investigate, although they discovered an enormous impact crater, that's a theme in Metroid Prime. In the end, the meteor itself was never found. I mean, I think this is pretty common, right? I don't think meteor usually like leave like a rock in the middle of the crater. I think it kind of just becomes the crater and like the dust that flies around. The rumor for the scientific community is that the rumor for the scientific community is kind of funny. Like, rumors aren't very scientifically, right? Like very scientific by definition. They're like unsubstantiated and just word of mouth, unreliable. Anyway, is that a second interaction of the Tunguska meteorite? I don't know what that is. We can Google that. The government of the Galactic Federation gave no comment regarding the incident, causing further suspicion. I'm gonna Google this. What's this meteorite? Oh, it's in Portuguese, but I'll tell you guys. Okay, so it's a meteor that fell in Siberia in 1908. Caused a big explosion. That's not how meteorites work. Like, they can fall twice. Like, when they said a second interaction of the Tunguska meteorite, I figured this was a meteorite that came past Earth and didn't hit it. And now it hit us? But no, it did hit us. and they're assuming that it just kind of came back and hit us again, which, I mean, I don't feel like I need to make an argument against that. A mysterious corpse was discovered in yesterday's meteorite impact in Austin, Nevada. It was found to be the body of Mr. Is in Neo Tunguska. Neo Tunguska is in Nevada? Oh no, the new meteorite, alright. Yeah, that was a new one. A mysterious Dr. Sorry, not Dr. Mr. Terry Gilliam, 45, the owner of a private ranch in Austin. The corpse, which had no external wounds, was wrinkled as all the fluids had been sucked out of it, and had been disfigured to resemble a frail old man. The same day, Mr. Gilliam, an eyewitness to the meteorite impact, rushed out of his home screaming, the meteor, and never returned. Okay. The meteor like came into his house and scared him. Like that dang Tunguska meteor, just no matter how many times it explodes into the earth, just keeps coming back. The authorities speculated whether an unknown pathogen had come to the meteor, prompting criticism from the neighborhood's residents. The neighborhood's residents are very critical of the government, the authorities rather. The crash still had the first time that it bounced to Nevada, yeah, just a boing of the earth and then just spun around the space a bit more and boing again. First in Nevada and then to this dude's house. So yeah, that's it, credits. Metroid is Incursion Directive. Okay, I have only ever seen it translated as Invasion Order, but I guess like the Fire Emblems that never came to the West, people keep like changing up the wording. I'm interested now in the series because Famicom Adventure Game Book number 5. So presumably there are others based on Famicom games. I'll be interested in knowing about the other one. Maybe the other ones are more like the ending, like what we did today with the Terry Gilliam is the name of a member of Monty Python, but it sounded familiar, but I figured it was just, you know, coincidence. Weird reference to make, right? Like Monty Python doesn't have a lot to do with Metroid. I enjoyed this, glad you liked it. Yeah, it was fun. So the planning and composition was this dude. There's a link here. There's a link to the Japanese Wikipedia. His profile on Japanese Wikipedia. Let's use like some really good translation to find out about these dudes. Debuted in 1986. Oh no, with the game The Mystery of... So this was his first year making games? I mean, good job. He made 23 game books. Okay. So declined the genre, game strategy books, he worked in game scenario, etc. Oh, good for him. He made a bunch of game books, like a lot of game books. Doesn't really quote his work in game scenario for like video games, but good job, Nobuyuki Shiota. This was a fun, well put together, surprisingly like faithful to the source material game. Production, text. The text was also well done. I really like the flavor text. And the illustration, Arisaka Sumi. Do we have more work by you? Let's see. If I Google your name, do you have other work? I mean, they do have other work. I'm a little bit afraid actually of scrolling down. There's like an obscure thing of a person who does manga art. I'm not gonna scroll down. Like we see here, there's some art, some people fighting. Oh, this is Genealogy of the Holy War. Is this like an adventure book for Genealogy of the Holy War? Or is this like, did he do some art for it and this like the instruction manual? Or like a manga of it? Yeah, I'm not scrolling down. Twitch, like there might be stuff down here that Twitch does not enjoy. So Twintroid is the name they gave to the adaptation. Oh, the translation and programming was done by the same dude, so you really can't be like too harsh on like the translation not being super great. You know, the dude did everything all by himself. So you know, jack of all trades, you're not expected to be great at all of them. I don't know what that is. What is? Oh, Genealogy of the Holy War. That's the third Fire Emblem game. I'm assuming there was either a game book like that one, although I would think Genealogy of the Holy War was way too late and they weren't doing these anymore. There is indeed risky things if you scroll down. Yeah, you made a good call there. Again, I'm doing a good job avoiding the choices that kill you today. I'm actually gonna start playing Fire Emblem games. That's cool. I would recommend the GBA games as a great starting point. I think I'll start with Shadow Dragon. I mean, you can do whatever you like, but I don't really like Shadow Dragon. I think it's kind of a lame remake. Not very well thought out. The portraits are so ugly for everyone. It feels very low effort. They took like an outdated game and then the way to make it more loose is implementing a class system that feels a little bit too broad and not very thought out, where like you can have characters trained in almost any like in a large group of classes in a very free-form way. You can switch classes whenever you want, but it doesn't give you good reasons to do that, you know, like Final Fantasy Tactics does. To be honest, I'm gonna start with Awakening, but I'm still not sure which one. Yeah, Awakening is also a fine place to start. It is pretty good. It does go a bit off the rails with the anime nonsense, but I think you're probably not bothered by that. Like the older Fire Emblems, like especially the really old ones, which I don't recommend to start with because they are really difficult. And you know, there's a lot of quality of life stuff that made them kind of old and they can feel kind of unfair sometimes. But anyway, they have like really political, kind of more realistic stories that were read like a very medieval thing. And then we got like a lot more anime over time. I feel like the GBA ones are good mid-term, where they're like accessible and flow, but they aren't kind of goofy. Awakening has like time travel and like zombies all over the place. You guys are a bit goofy, but it still has really likable characters. Where I feel like it went overboard is Fates. Fates is really kinda weeb centric in a way that annoys me. I don't find the characters likable anymore, and the story, you just couldn't be bothered to even read it anymore. Mechanically, it's like fine. I don't like all the systems, but I like some of them, and you know, I would rather they innovate than don't. Then Echoes is really different from the other games because it's based on Fire Emblem 2, which was really different. But I really like it. I feel like, you know, it's not a classic Fire Emblem game, but it's really interesting and well done. So yeah, use the arm cannon on the ground. It's the kind of final thing. Fix Rio bug and Bone Broom bug. Good. And an extra save point. So yeah, I feel like save points are a thing that they added. I don't know how the book worked about where you felt like you could continue from. Updated negative energy display. Okay. There's literally a save point in front of Ridley that feels kind of out of place. It might be the one that they put there because they felt it was too hard. I don't really agree, because once you got everything open, you can just kind of make a beeline for Ridley. I felt like it wasn't like super necessary to have a save there, but it doesn't hurt either. It just felt weird to have one in front of Ridley but not in front of Crate. I mean, if I was them, I would have put in that case, I would have put a save point at the start of the game, which is close to Crate and is a starting point in the original Metroid, but not here. I'm not sure which one. You can play out of order, right? Yeah, each one is a completely different story. Fire emblems are not like sequential. Some are in the same universe in the future, but even those are kind of irrelevant. They make mention to Marth as a historical figure in Awakening, but you don't need to know anything about Marth to get the story. So yeah, this was the Metroid Adventure book. We did finish it today. This was fun. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'll still see whether or not I'll like edit this into something that flows quickly, or just leave it as is at some point. Take care, man. You too. I might also at some point just do a speedrun. I am considering in the future doing a speedrun of this, because I'll be like pressing tab and enter a bunch to like go through options as fast as possible, and having like an optimal route. It just, the idea of speedrunning a text-based game is funny to me. So I kind of want to speedrun and just like submit it as a speedrun. They try to create a category and submit it. That would be really stupid, and I want to kind of do it. Just as a meme. But yeah, see you guys around. Take care. Oh, by the way, I got my second dose of the vaccine today. I'm finally fully vaccinated, so that's neat. And yeah, there's few enough people that I'm not even going to raise. Just raid anybody. Just gonna drop out. So yeah, see you around. Bye.